Welcome to another video at Sam's Orbit. Today's topic is intermittent fasting. Is it good? Is it bad? Let's find out. Intermittent fasting has been around for quite some time now. Many of us have already tried it and got some results. But some of us are still measuring the pros and cons. In this video, we will talk about the pros and cons of intermittent fasting from my own experience. So let's begin the video right now. If you still do not know what is intermittent fasting, let me explain briefly. It is a way of dieting that restricts the time period in which you can eat. There are many forms of intermittent fasting. The popular forms of intermittent fasting are 8 hours of eating and 16 hours of fasting, or 6 hours of eating and 18 hours of fasting. Sometimes you can go for 20 to 23 hours of fasting or even alternate day of fasting and feeding. Although these are extreme forms of intermittent fasting, but many still follow these kind of fasting. Apart from the weight loss benefits, there are numerous other benefits of this diet. Let's see the pros of intermittent fasting. Number 1. Intermittent fasting reduces weight. Definitely it does. I have seen so many people, including myself, getting the weight loss benefit. And if you couple it with some kind of exercise 3 days a week, it works even better. You can easily get rid of your weight. Number 2. Intermittent fasting enhances mental clarity. You can literally feel the change within 2 weeks after you start your intermittent fasting routine. Prolonged fasting increases secretion of BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. As the Harvard psychiatrist John Ratey describes, BDNF is like miracle grow for your brain. These are protein molecules, when present in your body, helps grow new nerve cells and strengthen the existing ones. BDNF acts as a shield for neurodegenerative diseases that is common in old age. Number 3. Intermittent fasting makes you more energetic. You would think, how can you be more energetic while fasting? You need food for energy, right? Well, not always. You see, our body is capable of storing a lot of energy, a little bit in the form of carbohydrates and a lot in the form of fat. So if you have enough fat in your body, intermittent fasting can make you fat adapted. And when you are fat adapted, the stored fat in your body keeps on providing you with constant and steady energy. Unlike the energy from carbohydrates, which runs out very quickly, energy from fat lasts longer. That is why it is important that while practicing intermittent fasting, you should prefer a diet that is predominant in fat and protein and less in carbohydrates. Number 4. Intermittent fasting reduces excess insulin and oxidative stress. While insulin does a wonderful job of getting rid of the excess sugar in your bloodstream by storing them in the body cells, frequent spikes in insulin due to frequent eating habits results in too much of insulin secretion. This leads to insulin insensitivity in the body cells, resulting in obesity, belly fat, diabetes, and high oxidative stress. A longer period of time spent without eating helps lower the insulin level, thereby reducing the insulin insensitivity. This leads to a healthier life with less fat stored in your body. Number 5. Intermittent fasting induces growth hormone secretion. The body secretes a lot of growth hormone if you are fasting above 16 hours. This hormone helps in retaining valuable muscles in the body, reduce fat, and repair and grow new cells. Number 6. Intermittent fasting reduces blood pressure. Intermittent fasting is also known to reduce and normalize your blood pressure levels. Now let's talk about some of the cons associated with intermittent fasting. Number 1. Intermittent fasting is not for everyone. Although most of the people benefit from this great diet, but some of us may not be comfortable with the idea of not eating for such a long time. You can try and find out whether it works for you or not. You might just feel a little too hungry. However, in most of the cases, the hunger adjusts to the new routine. It takes about 3 to 7 days to adjust to the new routine. The best way is to adapt gradually by increasing the time period of fasting. Number 2. Prolonged practice of intermittent fasting might not yield the same benefits. While you may benefit a lot from intermittent fasting in the initial period of 4 to 5 months, it might not feel as much beneficial after some time. One good way to bypass this problem is to give it a break for a month after every 3 months of practicing intermittent fasting. Number 3. People tend to undereat during intermittent fasting. While too much of eating is bad for you, eating too less for a long time is equally bad. Intermittent fasting doesn't mean that you should eat a lot less even if you're trying to lose weight. It is only about eating in a restricted time period. If you eat less for a long time, it might create nutrition deficiency in your body. Make sure you eat a lot of vegetables and healthy fat while you follow intermittent fasting. Well, now you know the pros and cons. If you keep the cons in mind and practice intermittent fasting, you'll definitely benefit a lot. I have benefited myself through intermittent fasting, and even after practicing it, my body vitals looked amazing after all the blood tests that I did to verify its effect on my body. So if you want to do it, don't think anymore. Give it a try before you give up. Give it at least 2 to 3 weeks to get started. And don't forget to have cheat days and feed days. And do give it a break once in a while. Stay safe and healthy till we meet again in the next video. And please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of such videos.